I gotta confess something. Every time I start those intros, I have like sort of an urge, when I say the "Hello, you beautiful nerds of the world, Torok at your service," and blah blah blah. Welcome to another reaction of Death Battle. I have kind of an urge to say, but not just any Death Battle. Kind of to add a bit of pizzazz. But I feel like if I say it for every single episode, then it ends up being any dev battle. So I always have this in the back of my head, and like I kind of I refrain myself to say that last part out of kind of like self-awareness. I feel like if I say it now, we're gonna agree. This is not just any death battle. So, hello, you beautiful nerds of the world, Torok at your service, and welcome to another reaction of Death Battle, but not just any Death Battle, because this time we're bringing back the Titans of Power, champions of unimaginable might, endlessly requested to fight each other again, and forever and ever. We're talking about just Goku versus Superman, the rematch we all knew in the back of our head was going to happen. But at the same time, the rematch we never actually knew was actually going to happen. I think when was the real question. I think it's been more than 10 years since the original Goku versus Superman. This episode, while it was great, it was amazing even, it still had flaws. It was researched by two dudes who didn't take versus debating as seriously as they do now. And Superman 2, while it kind of pains me to say it because I kind of liked that episode back then, let's face it, it was a rushed sequel. Like, it was kind of a rushed sequel that was made for an event. It's the least favorite episode of the creator of Death Battle, Ben Singer, who fucking hates this episode. He's been very vocal about how he wanted to revisit this matchup eventually. We just didn't know when. Now they got a way bigger research team. They have all the resources. They've been apparently they've been working on this for 2 years, which is kind of nuts. Now everything's put on the table. Apparently, like, it's even like there's some weird scaling apparently with like superheroes, like Super Dragon Ball heroes, which is I find it questionable because like isn't the heroes something very different from Dragon Ball, kind of like Archie and Sonic? And there's apparently like DC's Final Frontier, which I don't even know what it is. I'm gonna be curious to see what that means. And as someone who's been a fan of Death Battle for like almost 10 years, but I wasn't there during Goku versus Superman, the original Goku versus Superman. It's an experience I wasn't totally there. I couldn't participate fully, There's always this little chunk of me, you missed out. There's a bit of I missed out when it comes to the evolution of Death Battle. And I'm just hyped. I'm just hyped about it. It's gonna be incredible. But enough about talking about like the crew and Death Battle's experience and whatever. Let's talk about my experience. Let's talk about how I know these characters, for example. I've talked about Dragon Ball a lot on this channel just by doing these reactions for 3 seasons alone. But if this is your first reaction of me that you're watching, I'm still gonna tell you the story. I don't care. I never was a huge fan of Dragon Ball. In fact, when I was from like 9 to 12, this era of growing up when you're like grown up enough to appreciate mature stuff, but like young enough to be absolutely stupid. That kind of era where we're on the same page. Good. Well, around that time, basically, I was kind of like the introvert of the class. I didn't even know Dragon Ball existed, and basically my first experience was a bad one with basically everyone else on my class was like fan of Dragon Ball, and I was kind of feeling like alienated about. I was kind of feeling alienated by not being into Dragon Ball. Really, I just wanted to talk about Mario stuff. I wanted to talk about Warhammer 40k stuff, or Sonic stuff, or whatever. You know, I was more interested in that. But I was kind of always alone while talking about this because I wasn't into Dragon Ball because it was the cool stuff. It was the cool stuff, you know. This caused me to grow kind of an irrational hatred about Dragon Ball when I was a kid. I was you know, I kind of wanted to so you know, I was like the rebellious kid who was not following the mass, who wasn't into Dragon Ball, who stood up from the norm of having actual critical thinking with powerful arguments such as, hey, have you noticed when Goku he transforms into a Super Saiyan? When he's doing this, you know, he looks like he's pooping a bit. Didn't last long, so I kind of stopped. As for Superman, well, I've got the same backstory with him as everybody else. Like I used to watch Superman cartoons. I used to watch Justice League cartoons. Then I was introduced to like the concept. Like I always knew Superman was a thing. He's one of those icons that are kind of like immortal, and you kind of just know when you're a kid. But I was introduced to the DC, like the concept of the DC universe through like Injustice, DC Universe Online. I know, big cut, deep cut right there, and Death Battle itself, really, who like really made me dive in more, like a bit deeper into the franchise. It made me appreciate its lore a little bit, its universe. Made me appreciate its characters, and even like it made me a fan of some characters like Bane or Martian Manhunter. Recently, I know my reaction was very wrong. The intro to my reaction to this episode was very wrong. I was extremely unfair. I fucking love John because of this Death Battle, and now I'm a casual fan of DC. I say very casual. Not even because I don't really watch like DCU stuff. I don't even watch DCU stuff, and I don't really I don't follow a lot of DC series as like passionately. I like DC is what I want to say. So with all that, you might have like a good idea of what was my reaction to the first and second Goku vs. Superman. Like we had a character I used to hate versus a character I'm fairly comfortable with. Like, yeah, my mind was kind of already set, and I was really petty about it. I went from in your ass, Goku, and then I went to in your ass, Goku fans. And then as the Dragon Ball characters showed up progressively in Death Battle, the more I noticed people who were like me, the more I reflected on myself, and I kind of realized, like, wow, I was an asshole. So 10 years later, I have matured. I've grown up a little bit. I've buried my old hatchet with Dragon Ball, and now I'm basically back at the beginning, an introvert who acknowledges Dragon Ball's existence. Woo! Took me 10 years to do that. So hopefully you understand how excited I am to revisit this matchup with an open mind, with kind of a better understanding of what both characters are truly about and what they represent for millions of people across the globe, and that I get to fully enjoy something that is fully enjoy a matchup that has been revisited, that is like completely revisited, and you know, I get to participate somehow through the hype of this rematch, basically, and I get to enjoy the full experience of Goku versus Superman for technically the first time. I still think Superman would win, though. No, like, I mean, Ben Singer, like, can I call you Ben? Okay, but Ben, You were, like, sorry, I'm gonna be condescending as fuck for the purpose of comedy, but you were adorable with that Superman has limit tweets. Like, I get what you meant, but like, dude, you scaled him twice when you wanted a DC character with incalculable speed this season, this very season. Like, I think it's pretty established that Superman, like, defies any calculation. Obviously, I'm not so sure about Goku, especially with, like, superhero scaling, which I don't know how it works in terms of canon. I'm still not sure of that. But, hey, at least it's, that means we get the most powerful version of Goku, so we can, like, we settle everything. That's good. But before we get to the video, it's time for the question of the day. That's right, I have a ritual where I ask you in the comments a question that is related to the matchup in some way, and you get to answer in the comments in a kind of, hopefully a pinned comments that I thought of doing. Basically, my question is, what is your most wanted Death Battle rematch? I know there's a ton of matchups out there that people demand a rematch for, like there's Master Chief versus Doom Guy. Like, Doomslayer straight up changed name between this Death Battle and now, so, you know, there's a reason why this rematch is popular. I think a rematch I really want would be Zelda versus Peach. I think this is like my personal guilty pleasure. I think it's just because there's been so much since this episode. Like in terms of not just feats, but also like in terms of abilities, in terms of stories and stuff like that. There's been so many new stuff about both Zelda and Peach. I think it can be a very different matchup, and which is why I think it can be a very different matchup than what it was back in season 1. So I think it can be very enjoyable. So with all that being said, I think that's it. I think it's time for a death battle. Let's end this debate once and for all. Clever death battle reference. It's time for Goku vs. Superman. What are you doing? Oh, it's the beginning of the episode. Okay, I'm intrigued. 3, 2, 1, click! Ah! Fight! Pa!
Superman! It's time to answer the ultimate question, and we're taking it all into play.
Let's go.
Examining Superman's extensive mainline comic book canon. Given Dragon Ball Super's contentious continuities, we'll include all 3, just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball Heroes.
He's
Okay.
my boomstick.
And it's our job to
Analyze the weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win. A death battle! Once and for all, let's go!
Far away, in an enchanted land, an old master found a boy and marveled at his uncommon strength. This is the story of Son Goku.
Chances are, if you've watched some localized anime, you can think
This
this.
happens
Inspired
to
by
me
martial arts
sometimes.
films and his wife's interest in Chinese culture, Akira Toriyama crafted the story and the character that would define generations to come.
Dragon Ball! Kakarot was born a low-class Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, narrowly escaped its destruction by Frieza, and was raised on Earth by happy old Grandpa Gohan.
Not just raised, but trained.
Alright.
Gohan began.
Sorry, I'm gonna pause a little bit because I need to take everything in. Full name Son Goku, birth name's Kakarot, over 30 years old, goddamn. Height, okay, Grandpa mentors, okay. There's disciples, Gohan, hobbies, eating, napping, hobbies, eating, napping, sports, occupation, radish farmer, firefighter, office worker, favorite foods, fish or orange soda, ramen, anything. Not a bad dad, you guys are just me.
And Goku's teachings in martial arts, which he would find to be his true.
Look, every dad has their falling.
He learned the Kame-sen
They have their highs and lows.
discipline and tenacity. both of which strongly define Goku's character.
The more he learned, the more he wanted to improve. This little low-class monkey boy would prove that hard work and dedication can beat raw talent. Within just a few years, he was so strong, the only worthy teachers left were
gods! And a talking cat, but mostly gods!
When you're training
oh god, the callback.
Few leagues over everyone else.
He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," very, very literally.
It's almost unfair how much of a boost in power they get after they're hurt.
While Saiyans like Vegeta may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will get back up, stronger than before.
It helps that he knows so many cool combat moves, like the Kamehameha!
An incredibly powerful technique that focuses one.
It takes every cell of my body to not do that.
Devastating beam.
So challenging,
well,
it took
I did
Roshi
it, so you know.
decades to master, but Goku got it in like 5 seconds.
It's incredibly versatile, with
After-
over 50 different variations.
Well, speaking of variations, Dragon Fist, Energy Landmine, okay, Landmines, Evil Containment Wave, he has this one, curious, Godbind, Instant Transmission, Kaioken, Hakai, After Image, Autonomous Ultra Instinct, okay, lots of very classic stuff, or things that I kind of know of, 3, 2, 1, click.
For example, Goku can curve the beam after firing, or even shoot it from his feet.
But unlike most Saiyans, he doesn't just use ki to blow shit up. Moves like the solar
Oh
flare.
shit, there's more! Kame Senin Ryu, Kamehameha, Kisensek, Spirit Bomb, rock, scissors, and paper. Okay, rapid movement.
Energy Landmine and Godbind require a lot more strategy and planning.
Because while Goku isn't exactly book smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts. He doesn't just train to conquer his opponents, but to conquer himself.
He's also got some different moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker.
Well, pretty much any container could be.
The Dragon Ball Super manga states the Mafuba, also known as the Evil Containment Wave, is more difficult to cast on stronger targets. It can also be fatal to the caster.
Used for the Mafuba series.
Yeah, isn't that how Roshi's master died, or something like that?
Kaioken, aka instant steroids. Goku's
Kaioken!
power by 20
Times how many?
and in a
Or
movie,
something.
he even got it up to times 100. What a badass!
The Genki Dama, or Spirit Bomb, is potentially his strongest attack.
Sorry, I'm gonna pause at every black box. I'm sorry. The Spirit Bomb gathers life energy from the surrounding environment. Life forms, and even planets. Goku has absorbed its energy in movies and in Dragon Ball Super.
But it requires considerable time. Unlike instant transmission, which is a teleport that's instant. The way it works is Goku detects another person,
Clever
some sort
naming.
of beacon, then teleports to their location by launching himself through an alternate dimension where time stands still. Yes, according to the Daisenshuu guidebook.
So, like, is that like the
you
Speed
can actually
Force?
see this in between space in some movies and games.
And the
That looks like the
dubs
Speed
wanted
Force,
us
I'm
to
sorry.
think it shot Goku's molecules around at light speed. Silly English.
The dubs did more than that. In fact,
Sorry, Arsenal Key, God Key, Flying Nimbus, max speed. Oh, watch out! 400 miles per hour. Watch out! We got overwhelming speed over here. Sorry, I'm gonna stop. Power Ball can stretch over 250,000 miles. Goddamn. Senzu Beans, Heroes Exclusives, Dimensional Domain, God Meteor, Shenron Mode, status buffs and debuffs. Okay, God Key.
early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to
Wait, God Key, pressure and healing properties, protects against demonic magic, undetectable by most mortals. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Silly English.
The dubs did more than that. In fact, early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a Superman figure. Even his famous speech on Namek about being the light in the darkness was originally about him coming to terms with his Saiyan heritage, accepting his anger and pride, avenging his people by defeating Frieza, and declaring himself the Super Saiyan.
Hell yeah! If there's any scene that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super Saiyan and its sequels all have official power multipliers, but they threw us for a loop by turning Goku into a god.
Super
Yes.
Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained
No.
Divine Ki, a pure form of Ki unspoiled by mortal hands. Unlike normal Ki, it can't be detected and appears to have healing properties.
Kinda like Senzu beans. Did you know one Senzu has so much healing juice it can regenerate a person's lost limbs?
Huh.
They're missing out.
Goku reached a level of power that could compete with the greatest of deities.
That is something worth exploring.
With a single class.
Hey, the
Dragon
shockwave!
Ball's cosmology is unique. This model is said to
Okay.
be an accurate depiction of Universe 7, but there's a wrinkle there. When all of humanity went to heaven,
Because Boo went boozerk.
Videl commented that heaven is just as large as a universe, and the Daizenshuu backs her up.
And, that's heaven. Big planet.
So let's
Yeah.
scale things up with that in mind. Doing so would make Universe 7 over 1,500 times larger than our own observable universe.
Ah, that's a different cosmology. So where are we basically on the scale? Where are we? Let me take those. Oh shit, I don't have a pen because that's like 1,500 times your universe times 100 with the Kaioken times 100 maximum times 50 with the Super Saiyan. I want the full calculation because I think this can be very fascinating.
And Goku could destroy that much.
Excuse me, black box. Goku compares to Broly, who helped destroy the dimension of strange swirling lights, and is comparable to Cell Max, whose attack had the gravitational pull of black holes.
Larger than our own observable universe.
I'm gonna go back and forth, I'm sorry.
That much the first time he went God. And he didn't lose that power. He learned how to use it even better, even in base form. Now, imagine how much stronger he became when he stacked Super Saiyan on Super Saiyan God and became Super Saiyan Blue.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, not saying that. Or
Yeah.
after he trained with some almighty angels. Or when he perfected the blue hairdo and stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has
Jesus.
certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through Hit's time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient timeline, defeating Jiren, who shook the entire world of Void by just walking.
He even tried out Hakai.
Greater power levels in Dragon Ball can counter space-time based abilities, such as when Boo broke out of the hyperbolic time chamber and Jiren overpowered Hit's Cage of Time.
The Destruction God move that nopes you out of existence. Your being and your soul erased from all of time and space.
Culminating in his greatest form,
Ultra Instinct! There you go!
Goku isn't a normal transformation, it's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial arts, subconsciously making optimal choices because you're in the zone. Doing without thinking.
something Goku has always been trained to do. Technically, it can be used in any form, but when perfected, Autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block, and counter to the best of his ability, even pushing his body well beyond his physical limits. So far beyond, in fact, Ultra Instinct can summon a massive
Yeah!
avatar to defend him when his own...
I want to see that!
That sounds really intense.
It is, which is why he's developed incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to maintain the full form for long.
Okay.
Until you get to Dragon Ball Heroes.
Of course!
Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
While
Of
technically
course.
a different continuity,
Okay, this is probably where my answer is going to be talked about when it comes to Dragon Ball Heroes. CC Goku is an alternate continuation of the super anime Xeno Goku Experience GT, attained the Super Saiyan 4 full power limit breaker mode. That's a fucking mouthful. And defeated universe busters like Omega Shenron, Silas, and Camel. CC Goku defeated Xeno Goku in Duel of the Strongest.
Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
while technically a different continuity, CC Goku is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku.
That's
His
so cool.
history and powers are the same, making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
Who used instant transmission
Okay.
to teleport through time and dimensions. He outsped a god who could see the future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was gonna rewrite the entire universe. Hell, this series even makes GT cool. Xeno Goku can break space
Quite a
time
feat.
just by going Super Saiyan 4.
Looking back at that goofy monkey boy chopping wood and punching dinosaurs, it's almost overwhelming to think about how far Goku has come, how much
Yeah.
he's had to face,
But no matter the challenge, he takes it head on and pushes through.
showing everyone, everywhere, how to go even further beyond.
Yeah, that was dope.
Fascinating. faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. It's a bird.
It's a plane! No, it's Omni-Man!
Superman.
Ah, fuck, I had it.
Locomotive? People in the 40s needed bigger imaginations.
Born on the far-off world of Krypton, the infant Kal-El was sent to Earth by his parents.
Hey, don't cringe. You're not immune to
By
jazz.
farmers as Clark Kent, he eventually became Superman, champion of the oppressed, the
Uh,
man of tomorrow.
excuse
If
me.
you've only seen the movies, forget him. Comic book Clark's not the perfect Boy Scout, and he's definitely not Jesus. Wait, weren't the guys who made him Jewish?
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster
They were.
sons of Jewish immigrants and grew up in a time when anti-Semitism went largely unchallenged.
And then that ugly mustache showed up.
Understandably seeking escape from some truly terrifying horrors, the pair created Superman to be a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
A hero
I can
who
respect
defeat any evil by just punching it. Hell yeah, that's
Yeah.
my life.
After almost
Remember,
9
kids,
decades, Superman
punching a Nazi, it's always morally valid.
His story is one of a
But you have to respect everyone. Then don't be a Nazi. Anyway, Clark Joseph Kent, birth name Kal-El, age over 30 years. He's younger for some reason, huh? Height, he's taller. Occupation: Daily Planet, Daily Star, Galaxy News. Hobbies: linguistics, robotics, and zoology. Favorite food: beef bourguignon with ketchup. Based. Love interest: Lois Lane, Lana Lang, Lala L, Liza LaSalle, Liza Landis, Lori Lamaris, Luma Linhay, Lila Leroll, Lyrica Lloyd, Wonder Woman. What's her name? Diana Lance? That close. Not that close. She just had one L. He's got a thing for L's, I guess.
Left to the mercy of alien people.
Potential
This new world
foreshadowing? Having a thing for L's?
a new home, because helping others in need is the right thing to do. That's why he became a superhero. The first
Yeah.
superhero.
Everything's gotta start somewhere, but he was the first one to really take off. I mean, not literally, it took a while.
I still need to watch My Adventures with Superman. Oh, I watched the first 2 episodes. It looks so good. I want to watch more, but I can't because I'm not on Prime.
Cover throughout his life.
He's strong enough to shoulder press the weight of the earth for 5 days straight, or
Right.
crush coal into perfectly cut diamond.
That's not how that works.
He's fast enough to reach the edge of the universe.
Superman flew to the edge of the universe to help restore the shrunken cosmos. After it returned to normal, he flew the total distance back to Earth from its actual edge, until there is nothingness beyond even the deathly vacuum of space.
In seconds, or even break the bonds of infinity. Wait, he can do all that, but Batman can punch him out? Really?
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns.
It's
Good
comics.
question, though. Superman's powers have fluctuated over time for a variety of reasons. However, for Death Battle, we take the characters at their best.
Yeah, like how his breath is so powerful he can sneeze away a solar system.
Okay, speaking of that feat, something we don't discuss, something people don't discuss about that feat. Not only his sneeze like destroyed that solar system, but in the very panel they explained that before sneezing he flew to another dead universe. Like the time it took him to actually like hold his sneeze and then actually sneeze, he just flew to another side of the universe. That's like in this very panel, which is very funny. Bioelectric aura, flight, heat vision, super breath, super flare, super hearing, super speed, molecular phasing, infinite mass
Or
punch.
blow air cold enough to freeze ghosts.
Speaking of, his X-ray
Ghost,
vision
okay.
doesn't just see through walls. He can see through your own body and mind to examine.
Genesis powers, energy construct, interstellar teleportations, and mechanokinesis.
X-ray
Okay.
vision doesn't just see through walls. He can see through your own body and mind to examine your soul.
Oh shit, I didn't know this. Super strength. No shit. Supervision. Electromagnetic, fourth dimensional, microscopic, Telescopic. I have a problem with words today. X-ray time travel.
And yet,
of course.
he can't see through lead. That's okay, though. He can just burn through it with his face.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
His heat vision burns with the fire
That seems like the most insulting
weakness.
weakness.
He can blast it out of his whole body for a super flare. It used to totally drain him, but he's learned how to control it.
Nice.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite examples of this are when he rebuilt the reality warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time, or when he gained 10 years worth of medical training through only 5 minutes of reading and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Nice. My favorite example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota from orbit.
Even beyond his powers, Superman is no novice when it comes to the intricacies of battle.
Okay. Chi control, martial arts, boxing, jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga, pressure point fighting. Tokwazum Rao, astral projection, energy purification, increases combat instinct. Torquasm Val, Kryptonian theta states, illusion projection, mind manipulation, and protection.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts, which uses Chi, or as they call it, Shriar. He even got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with Thor for 1,000 years.
Superman can resist being erased from existence, such as tanking Darkseid's Omega Beams. Even Retcon and the Time Trapper, both of which hijack and alter timelines, can't touch him. Not because of his powerful mental defenses or healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the greater metaverse.
Timelines
What?
literally revolve around him.
But let's address the S-shaped elephant in the room. You may have noticed we've covered a variety of Superman eras. Superman and DC Comics as a whole have gone through multiple retcons.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well, they all are.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
come
latest
on.
reboots basically said everything in the main series is kind of canon, even with
Did they did a Sonic Everything is Canon? Jesus Christ.
the latest reboots basically said everything in the main series is kind of canon, even when he had wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control. Ew. I guess he can still phase through almost anything, even people.
Look, if you really dig into it, this isn't new. Plenty of characters have recalled events from supposedly retcon timelines before.
Yeah, post-crisis Supes did start as less powerful than in pre-crisis, but that was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other...
Oh, sorry. Even beyond the infinite multiverse continuity, most mainline eras of Superman can be directly scaled to each other. Post-crisis Superman fought Golden Age Superman, who matched pre-crisis Superman.
But that was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other Supermen out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman,
Yeah.
Zombie Superman, Dinosaur Superman. There's a bunch.
Still, this new canon has affected his abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time.
Oh, of
While
course.
Superman's powers stem from the Earth.
Okay. Time travel was originally utilized by Golden Age and pre-crisis Superman, who traveled to the past, future, alternate dimensions, and even higher dimensions at will.
Man, there's a bunch.
Still, this new canon has affected his abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time. And while Superman's powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun, exposure to a blue star increases them even further. In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old baldy Lex teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying space-time has lost its meaning for him. He really just said that.
Remember, Superman defies physics.
Yeah.
Like when he used heat vision to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his universe has a radius of at least 100 trillion light years, but we can calculate a more exact figure. The DC universe is 15 billion years old and expands at 60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50 nonillion light years across.
What?
Fuck Goku! Never mind, those notes I wanted to take for Goku, fuck you! Jesus fucking Christ! The 60 trillion light year rate would last longer than our own universe's epoch. Epoch? Sorry. As the DC timeline ends 22 billion years after the present, its universe's scope should be even larger.
That's 31 zeros, and Soups helped make that happen.
Well, about 1/5 of it. That's still immense power.
Oh, sorry, 1/5 of 1/5 of nonillion 60. Bitch.
But if you want something bigger, here's the Anti-Monitor blasting Golden Age Superman with all the energy of the antimatter universe. And then Superman,
Punched him
Yeah.
so hard it kickstarted another one of those reboots.
Now, Superman
course.
does have weaknesses.
Yeah, I'm surprised he does. Kryptonite, green, fatally saps strength. Red creates random mutations. Black causes murderous insanity. Gold permanently removes powers. We're not gonna talk about the pink one. Kryptonian viruses, blood moral, Doomsday virus, virus X, lead blocks X-ray vision, magic vulnerability, red solar energy, sensory overload.
There's kryptonite, of course, and exposure to red starlight can fade his powers over time.
Not all at once. He has been able to move planets around while under a red star. So...
And everyone knows Superman can't deal with magic, but it's more accurate to say he doesn't have any special resistances to it.
Yeah.
He's defeated plenty of magic users before, even Shazam.
Superman challenges the idea that absolute power corrupts absolutely. He's the goodest good guy of them all, but there is nuance to being good, even if he is the ultimate power fantasy, unstoppable and incorruptible.
Such as when he took on the World Forger, one of the most powerful reality shapers in all of creation.
Who was in the 6th dimension, crafting a whole new multiverse to replace the one Clark calls home. Who's gonna stop him?
Superman could, and the Forger knew it. So he was trapped on a world with a sun so distant he could never escape. Or so the Forger thought.
Instead, Clark found the strength he needed to fly at that sun, dip through a ton of stars, KO the World Forger, and shatter his new multiverse with a single punch. Because that's Superman, a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
He's the kind of person to save a cat from a tree, answer Christmas cards from strangers, and tow hundreds of planets to a new galaxy all in the same day. What's not to like?
Truth and justice has no better champion than the Man of Steel.
Holy shit. Oh, I feel like these were... I'm gonna complain a little. I'm sorry, I'm gonna bitch a little. I'm sorry, it's not my intention. I felt like those analyses were a bit shorter than they deserved to be. Yeah, I don't know. It's just me. It just needed like an extra minute of like information because I feel like there's been a lot and like this is a big episode, but it's just me bitching. Sorry. Prediction time. Prediction time. Superman. Superman. Like even. All right. Let's. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to give it the benefit of the doubt and say they're equal, and say Goku and Superman are equal in stats and stuff like that. Let's compare abilities because I think this is kind of like the interesting part about it. This is the interesting part for me at least. Superman would be able to. I feel like Superman would be able to understand Goku so fucking quickly that he can easily take advantage of it. But faster than Goku could analyze Superman and analyze him. They're both kind of good in martial art. I would argue that Goku is far more experienced in martial arts. Ultra Instinct is useful to dodge attacks, but it has limits. They did say that Ultra Instinct, while it is like it makes you supernaturally good at dodging stuff, like just on instinct, not even like need to think about it, but it does push your natural body to its limits. So when you're up against someone who's faster than infinity and whatnot, I feel like unfortunately it's not gonna affect them. Like it's not gonna matter too much. they could both face threats that could affect the multiverse. My problem is I think DC's multiverse is a bit bigger. Also, if they give the power, if they give Superman's powers to just make powers on the fly, make shit up on the fly, like that's what Golden Age Superman was capable of doing sometimes. Or like shooting tiny Superman out of his hands. Oh god. I feel like too powerful, too fast. I feel like Superman is too powerful for Goku's reality resistance or altering thing. Would take kind of a would resist basically things that Superman can throw at him. He could resist time travel. I feel like Goku could resist. I feel like Goku could resist time travel. I feel like that's something he could do like quite easily. They can both teleport through dimensions. They can Sensu Bean can well. I was gonna say Goku technically has could have better healings, so to speak, with the Sensu Bean. Technically, because it recovers entire limbs, so I think it's gonna help him greatly take some of those damage and maybe grow stronger from almost being killed, but then take a Sensu Bean and pop right back up and you gain a little boost. I don't think that boost is gonna matter though. Too much power, too much reality bullshit regarding Superman. The only hope I can give for Goku is if Goku is somehow stronger than Superman, then his reality altering thing, time breaking and stuff like that, it would work. Superman seems just way too powerful. Then maybe I'm rushing to some weird conclusion. Maybe there's something I missed. I would love to see the calculation of how powerful Goku is with the multipliers, but it's just me. There was so much. Well, I tried. I'm gonna give it to Superman. Let's go. It's time to end this. 3, 2, 1, click! Alright, the bets are set. For all possibilities, it's time for a death battle! Alright, let me see what you cooked. Already? Oh, we're starting! Holy shit! Starting right off the bat! Fight!
Today's the day. We'll finally settle who's stronger.
If you say so.
Let's go! Come on, Superman! Oh! Ow! Come on! Hoo ha! Hoo ha! Hoo! Ooh! Hoo ha! Hoo! Laser! Nice! Ooh! Transmission! Ow!
Give it your all.
Ooh! Ah! Ooh! Ah! Ooh! Oh!
I'm doing just fine.
Super Saiyan Blue! Ooh! Kamehameha! Ooh. Come on! Ooh. Ooh. Oh! Lasers! Oh, he catches it. Oh. Ooh.
Well, I guess we can wish it back later.
World made of cardboard. All right, I'll show you
Just how powerful I really am. Ooh! Shattering time itself! Are those like other animations? Ooh! Ooh! That is so cool! Across the multiverse, let's go! Ooh! Yeah, that's all. I can sense the Ultra Instinct.
What do you think?
That was awesome! Nice suit!
Oh, thanks.
My
Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
Oh. And it's time! Ooh! Alright! Hoo! Ha! Hoo! Ha! Hoo! Laser! Damn! Damn! Ooh! Ooh! Oh! Hoo! Oh! Solar flare! Ooh! Ooh! Into his hand? Oh no! Bad choice! Oh shit! Oh no!
Finally.
Meh! Ha! Ha! Meh! Let's watch me go alive, you son of a bitch! Kaioken! Oh shit! Come on, Superman! Dragon Punch! Yeah, that's about it. You did it?
Huh?
Ah!
Darn it.
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But I'll be stronger next time.
I look forward to it.
Aww.
Let's go again.
The timelines were their friends. Let's fucking go!
It! The final, indisputable answer! Who am I kidding? People are gonna argue this one forever.
There
Yeah.
are so many ways this battle could go, especially
Yes.
with all the other continuities.
Yeah, for real. Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except for the main one.
There's a lot to cover, so let's address the 5 categories most representative of this fight.
Let's go!
First up, strength. Both could hit hard enough to break or make their whole universe, or take it in stride, like when Superman got smacked by the whole antimatter universe.
At most, Dragon Ball's universe is 1,505 times larger than our own. But based on the DC
DC's universe is layered with numerous spatial and fractal dimensions. When comparing arguments that Dragon Ball and DC's universe could be infinite in scope, DC is much more layered and complex.
universe's officially established age and rate of expansion, it is 1.6 vigintillion times larger. Over a novemticillion times more than Goku's.
At some point, you reach a number high enough that it just doesn't mean anything anymore. Anyway, Goku's obviously gotten stronger since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of
Missiles is split click. Fifth dimensional can destroy infinite timelines. All numbered dimensions, the bleed, the sphere of the gods, and the fifth dimension, the world forger, sixth dimensional, and is missile split clicks. Fuck you. Superior and forged hyper time. Dragon Ball Heroes' infinite timeline and the crack of time doesn't meet this scope. Yeah, this
Goku's
is...
obviously gotten stronger since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of times. He's defeated Jiren, Broly, Moro, and Boo.
But even if we highball Goku by quadrillions or quintillions of times, the gap is just too much, especially with the World Forger feat. Not even Heroes competes with that. Superman takes the edge in strength.
But strength isn't everything. Let's talk speed. Both are obviously way faster than light, but Superman crossed that mega-sized universe of his in seconds and flew faster than infinity.
Makes sense, he can keep up with the Flash, whose speed is so ludicrous.
Fun fact, Superman can produce 10 billion decibels of sound, which is enough power to destroy I'm not counting this number, universes. A classic case of writers cannot do math.
It's unquantifiable.
Don't count Goku out, though. Flying across the entire afterlife in base form and outspeeding Eos's future sight takes some crazy speed.
Fighting Zamasu as an omnipresent merged timeline also implies immeasurable speeds.
That, combined with instant transmission and Ultra Instinct,
Cooler intercepted Goku during instant transmission's dimensional hop, which could be an immeasurable speed feat. The dark factor used by several villains Goku fought could also be immeasurable. Oh, okay.
Immeasurable speeds.
So equal in
that,
speed.
combined with instant transmission and Ultra Instinct, could probably keep up.
Maybe. Quantifiably, Superman is faster, but both are immeasurable. The safest bet here is to say they tie in speed.
Especially when we look at skill. Goku's a martial arts master. He's definitely got better battle instincts. He wants to fight and is dedicated to his training, while Superman sees training as a means to an end.
Goku could summon backup with game card technology. However, Superman has an army of robot duplicate on par with the Justice League. Superman's bioelectric aura can also disable and destroy advanced technology such as Lex Luthor's warsuit.
Superman's knowledge in pressure point combat and Kryptonian martial arts are impressive, but he's only used them a few times. It would be disingenuous to say he's an equivalent master at them.
So Goku wins in skill, but not necessarily in experience.
Don't get it wrong, Superman is not a mindless brawler. He's trained with Batman and Wonder Woman. He's even defeated martial arts experts like Cobra without powers.
Goku has spent decades training, but Superman battled Norse demons for 1,000 years.
He's also astonishingly brilliant, like when he reassembled the reality warping miracle machine from memory. Experience obviously goes to Superman, but perhaps less obvious is our last category, powers.
Hakai, Spirit Bomb, Mafuba, Instant Transmission, God Key, God Bind. How does Goku not win with those?
In Dragon Ball, Ki is dependent on physical ability.
Superman could likely counter status debuffs from heroes like Dimensional Domain, as he resisted the biological decay field of Doomsday and the power nullification of the Hollow Men. He's also developed resistance to energy draining villains like the Sun Eater, Parasites, and Silver Banshee.
So it's different from magic. God Ki is simply pure Ki, and magic isn't an auto win against Superman anyway, whose greater strength could break out of something like the God Bind.
Mafuba and the Spirit Bomb would take way too long, and Goku's never successfully used Hakai before.
Superman has escaped time stops, Vandal Savage's hyper time prison, and the Overvoid. It's unlikely the Mafuba could contain him. Yeah, I didn't even like time things. I don't think it would work on Superman.
Even if he did land it, Superman's impossible to erase from reality. Like, he's tanked Omega Beams, which do the same thing as Hakai.
Superman can time
True.
travel, countering instant transmission similar ability from heroes. And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact that...
Sorry, I keep reading those black boxes. While outside of his usual arsenal, Goku could potentially acquire reality warping items like the Awakened Key Sword, Dragon Balls, or the Dragon Balls, okay, or Universe Tree Energy. However, Superman can construct and power the Miracle Machine by himself, which is enough power to rewrite the entire DC cosmology, because who doesn't have this power in DC?
And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact that Saiyans can't breathe in space, though Goku's certainly tough enough to withstand a vacuum, instant transmission requires another person to act as a beacon. He can't just warp to any red star.
Even if he did, Superman could simply fly away and find a blue or white star for a supercharge.
Alright. Goku advantages greater martial arts mastery, more varied techniques, better mobility via instant transmission. However, has limited key energy. Ultra Instinct is similar to Feta State, and potentially similar speeds. While Superman had far greater strength, was more experienced, had higher intelligence, superior stamina via sunlight, counters most of Goku's techniques, and is also limited martial arts mastery, Feta states, blah blah blah.
And Goku could not pull off the same trick twice, as Superman could phase through his attacks.
Oh yeah, he can phase through attacks.
Clark has too many counters, so he takes the edge in powers and it's over.
Well, I think there's something else. Goku versus Superman reaches a broader zeitgeist. It's more than just two characters fighting. For a whole generation, especially in 90s America, superheroes represented an unyielding status quo. Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America rarely change who they are or what they believe in. For a lot of people, that's tiring, and Superman is an icon of that. Then along came anime. There was a whole other world of ideas and stories for us sheltered Westerners to experience, and Goku's an icon of that. So while many see this as a debate between characters, others see it as a debate of ideologies and culture. And if that's what's at stake, who wants Goku to lose?
You're sure you're not overthinking this?
It's not our intent, but it does call into question what we're doing. How can people agree with what we take as fact when fiction relies on interpretation? Are we stripping characters of their importance by simplifying them to contestants in a vacuum of violence? And if so, then what's the point?
Because it's fun, Wiz.
Yeah.
Man, there's more than one way to appreciate something. We're having a great time talking about awesome characters and slamming action figures together.
You said it yourself, it's interpretation.
You're right.
I'm just saying, no matter who you prefer, that battle was super, man.
The worst pun.
What? It fits them both.
It's so lame.
I don't see you doing any better.
I do the math. The pun's your job.
Maybe if you math as good as I punned, then Goku would have won.
What is wrong with you?
Holy shit, that is 100% a better episode than any of the other two by far. The animation was so good, the models look great. All the places we explore, the conclusion is great. It's not gonna appease the fans, unfortunately, but oh, the level of destruction is really felt through every hit. The nice nods of seeing like other Goku versus Superman across the multiverse is a very, very nice touch. And then at the end we see like other versions where they're friends. Oh my god, this was such a... This is kind of what I was expecting from this matchup, really. This is kind of what I was expecting from this. It's just sheer devastation, sure, because like these are two of the most powerful characters in fiction, so this is obviously going to be taken into account. Also, no, I was expecting like just a beacon of positivity from like both of those characters, and those characters to like find an understanding of sorts, where they're just they're just bros. It's important to be bros. Like, I feel like it's a fitting conclusion. Plus Goku didn't like die like brutally, like in Superman, like in Goku vs. Supes 2. I think that is a nice conclusion for this matchup. But oh my god, the banter between the two, the reference. Personally, the references to Superman's story, like I've seen some quotes being taken from like the animated series. You know, when he faces Darkseid. Some interesting, some nudges to. I think it's Injustice 2, the super move, or was it something before? No, I think it was something before. So many cool stuff, and the music and Super by Brendan Yates is phenomenal. It is life invigorating. It is immensely good. You know what? I was gonna say my only complaint. No, I've already said my only complaint. It was at the end of the analysis. If you missed it, go watch it back. Fuck you. a great pertinent breakdown of like who would win, our stats and all that stuff. This was a great, also a great nod to like the first Goku vs Superman, where they broke it down to like abilities and powers and stuff like that, and then having the nice conclusion to yeah, sure, he would win in a fight, but that's like they're more than just fighting. They're both more than just fighting, so of course they're gonna they're what we were doing here. We're just having fun, It's important to remind us of that. Yeah, it's just a blooming episode full of positive thoughts, of good vibes. Just good vibes. The arguing between Boomstick and Wiz at the very, very end is very touching. It's like, that's them being them. My god. Their analysis was also confusing but interesting. What can I possibly say more? I don't have... I can't say everything that's good about an episode. It's just like standing there. I have to move on to watch the next time on Death Battle. I only have like so few time. Of course, I'm gonna rewatch this episode again and again and again and again and again and again, like to really fully appreciate everything that they've put in the work. The ending really had me at the edge of my seat. I was like, oh, is it gonna do it? Is it gonna do it? Ah, he's dead. Oh god. All right. Because I'm just a little guy. I'm just a little fan who has missed plenty of times to appreciate the work, to celebrate all of the work that's been put into these episodes. Like, I'm sure there are many aspects of the episodes I'm gonna want to go back and say, yeah, oh shit, I should have talked about this part, and I'm sincerely sorry for that. For example, they even mentioned that there were going to be the voices of the original voices of Goku vs Superman, the original Goku vs Superman. I didn't notice them. That's on me. That's my first viewing, so. But that was good. All I can say for now, that was just really good, and that's. Makes me feel warm inside. Okay, now it's time to answer a more worrying question. If episode 15 was Goku versus fucking Superman, what the hell's the season finale, man? Like, what the hell? I don't even know. Do we do the ritual and do we do a Galactus versus a Unicron ritual? I don't see any other matchups that would be worthy of taking this spot. It's either the most epic thing in the world or the stupidest shit you've ever seen. Knowing Death Battle, it's probably both. So 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna set myself up one last time. Galactus versus Unicron. Galactus versus Unicron. Galactus versus Unicron. Galactus versus Unicron. Galactus versus Unicron! Number 1 most requested Death Battle matchup in history! It should have been them! The first year I started YouTube. I was right. I was right to do that bit! It's time! Alright, the boys have played. Now it's time for big men to talk. It's time for the big men to talk. Holy shit. Oh, it's time. Oh my god, you don't understand. how big of a matchup this is. Holy shit. Well, that means I technically had an entry of my most wanted matchup list. Huh, there's that. At least I got that right in my top 25. Yeah, I was right to do that one. I was right to include that one. Anyway. Oh my god, this is such a big... This is going to be nuts, okay? I need to process this a little bit. So, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you like this reaction, you can leave a like, you can share it to your friends, your families, your foes, whatever, who cares at this point. I draw fan arts about every death battle that happens. So if you want to see me do these pieces of work, you can subscribe and see when I throw a stream. Sometimes I do a Let's Draw Death Battle live. Well, I didn't throw a stream for the Goku vs Superman, but you know, I do fan arts. You can subscribe to my Twitter, to my DeviantArt. Link are all in the descriptions, so you can be, you know, if you just want to see some fun little arts, you know, you can go there, or some fun thumbnail, whatever. I am currently, I think, at 980 subscribers. I kind of want to ask that we do like 1,000 subscribers before Galactus vs Unicron hits. I'm not too proud to beg, but you know, it'd be nice if we can get a nice 1,000 before the end of the season. So, you know, subscribe, just like do that extra subscribe button. You can always unsubscribe later. That'd be, you know, just for my ego a little bit. All right. Let me know what you thought of this death battle. Don't forget the question of the day. Hope you're taking care of yourself. And with that, I'll see you in 2 weeks. For Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, not Jesus Christ in death battle, but you get the message. That was Torok. Bye!